Okay, this is the end of our second week with our wild Mustang, and I'm going to catch you up on the things that have happened. It's been about probably 10 or 12 days since the last video. I left him in New Mexico with DeLaws for about the first 6 days that we did that. And the reason I did it was, number one, DeLaws was willing to do it. He was willing to work with the horse and help get him a little more gentle. And also I needed to do some work on my round pen. So I brought him over here to Monument Valley, and it's been 5 days now that he's been here in Monument Valley. And I put him in a 45-foot round pen, and the first couple of days he was allowing me to walk up to him and touch him and rub on him a little bit in the 45-foot round pen because of the work that DeLaws had done. And then we had some storms move in a couple days ago. A lot of rain and a lot of high wind, and horses don't like wind. It just makes them nervous. And the domestic horses are right next to him here, and they were running, and so for the last couple of days he wouldn't let me catch him. He just was too wild. So I brought in these panels and made a little smaller pen here so I could go ahead and get my hands on him again, because my 100 days is down to 84 days. So we have to make a little progress. And if I had this horse for 2 years, I wouldn't have done that, but we do have a little bit of a time pressure here. But you can see he's starting to take this pretty well. Another thing that's happened in the 12 days since is that we've given him a name. We decided, since we're living here on the Navajo reservation, that we were going to give him a Navajo name, and we named him Najoni, which is a Navajo word that means good or beautiful or awesome, depending on the context. So it seems like a pretty good name for him. I've just noticed that he seems to be really smart, but he also has such a high fear level that slightest little thing will scare him, and I'll probably do that at some point here. I'm just going to show you, see how far back on his hip I can rub. I haven't done this with my hands. I have gotten back as far as about right there with my hand, and that was a couple days ago. He did let me get to his hip a little bit a couple days ago. When I got down on his back leg, he kicked at it, which is typical. That doesn't surprise me. I'm not going to hold that against him like that. See, that's kind of scaring him a little. And I'd much rather do this in a bigger space, but I just don't have that option right now. He'll let me go down his front legs a little bit. He'll accept this rope a little bit, and all this is just gentling. And until I get him gentle, where I can get my hands all over him and put ropes all over him without him being scared, rub all over him, there's really not much else we can do. That's pretty much the job for the next however long it takes. I would like to think that when we come back at the end of next week, that I'd be able to be rubbing all over him and maybe throwing some blankets on him and stuff. But I don't know. And last thing I want to do today is remove this tag that was put there by the Bureau of Land Management. And I don't know if you can see the number. His number is 5041. I think he'll let me get around here and do this. At least that's my hope. That I can just walk up here and cut this tag off. Could have done it before now, but I wanted to record it on video. Just, it's kind of like a rite of passage, I guess you'd say. So if he doesn't get too spooked by that knife coming up beside him. There we go. You'll see. See, that thing's shiny and the sun's glinting off of it, and that's bothering him a little bit. So there we go. Yeah, I don't know if he'll let me get the knife in there. Might be able to do it with my hands. Let me see what we can do here. The last thing I want to do is cause myself an injury, if I can help it. Okay, come here. Come here, buddy. There we go. Good boy, Nishomi. Good boy. Now let's just see if I can get it over here and get my hand through it. Yeah, maybe I can do this one-handed. I don't think, he doesn't really like me on one side yet. He likes to keep me where he can see me out of both eyes. So he's a little bit touchy about that, just still. Well, there we go. That's pretty good. Let's see if we can get this off here. It's coming. It's got a metal keeper that's holding it on. And I've actually been told that some people take this tag and turn it into some kind of a necklace or a jewelry, which frankly sounds pretty redneck to me, but that's what I've been told. And this number is given to them by the government, so I guess it's kind of like a social security number for Mustangs.
Census.
A census number, my wife says. Okay, well, we've got it loose. Now I'm committed. I have to get it off. Can't leave it hanging like that. There we go. I think I've got it. So, if you have some ideas of what I can do with this tag to save it for posterity, just let me know, because there it is. We've got it off, and you're free from the number.